Tractors break the silence of Berry & Sons' vast wheat farm at Trundle in New South Wales to harvest. And they used to do efficiency. These are the keynotes of modern harvesting. From vacuum depots Commonwealth-wide, hundreds of thousands of drums of Voco power kerosene go out each year to pour power and still more power into these robot reapers. Thousands of drums of mobil oil to keep their engines running smoothly. There must be no mechanical breakdowns at harvest time, when loss of precious hours means loss of money. The Australian invented auto header, one of the mechanical wonders of the world. It reaps the crop, strips the grain and bags the wheat, and turns out loaves of bread in cellophane wrappers. Well, perhaps not quite. Wealth of a nation, food of an empire, Australia's harvest of golden grain. But where? Bleat some sheep rudely breaking into the picture. Where would Australia be without us? A fair question indeed, for they're worth £60 million a year for their wool alone, and another £5 million annually as lamb and mutton. To see them plunge into their bath of vac dip, they don't seem too keen at the prospect, but they're as silly as sheep anyhow, and so they can't be expected to know that vac dip will greatly increase their resistance to maggots, tick and lice, heal any sores or shearing cuts, and give their wool that kindly feel which denotes better quality and weight. The sheepdog is just as important to the sheepman as his master is to the fortunes of Australia. He's worth his weight in gold. Gold? Who said gold? Magical, exciting word that has held men of all ages in its pitiless thrall. Yes, there's gold in them there hills. Kalgoorlie gold, the wealth of the West. Under modern refining treatment, Kalgoorlie dumps are yielding up their wealth. And here are some of Australia's greatest gold mines. Gold-bearing rock drops down the chute to be crushed, and here's where oil comes into the picture. Ask the engineer about the sturdy bearings of the crusher, and he'll tell you that they are correctly lubricated with vacuum lubricant. They crush it, pound it into slime. They bring the reactions of chemicals to bear upon it, the mysterious power of electricity. So loath is the precious metal to part from its native rock. And finally, they melt it in a furnace, from whence at last it emerges as pure gold, the sign of a nation's prosperity. Speaking of signs and furnaces, there's a famous sign going into that furnace, a plume sign complete with the flying red horse, the new symbol of vacuum's high-quality product. At Claudenion's Sydney factory, enamel signs are being made, just to remind you of the best petrol you can buy, as if anyone needed reminding. Ponderously, the oven door shuts, and for about 4 minutes, at a temperature of 1500 degrees Fahrenheit, the sign is heated until the enamel fuses. It's only the elephant that never forgets. So here's a little reminder about mobil oil, the world's quality oil. A sign of the times. And it goes into place in the modern service station of Grace Brothers, Sydney, where cars are treated to correct mobile lubrication service as recommended by each individual car manufacturer. With covers spread to keep it clean, the car gets mobile lubrication. And that means the right oil or grease, applied by trained hands to the right place, in the right amount at the right time. Going up, for under chassis lubrication and inspection. Every lubrication point installed on the car by the makers receives expert attention. Besides the application of recommended oils and greases, mobile lubrication includes inspection for faults and many items of free service conducive to greater comfort, greater safety, and greater satisfaction in motoring. Modern efficient service stations like this one, dispensing correct mobile lubrication, will keep your car running and looking like new. And speaking of new cars, takes us to one of Australia's great bodybuilding factories, where car bodies are turned out to suit the taste of every car-minded man. And aren't we all? As the molded parts come from the giant presses, they are passed on to the welders. It's all a matter of powerful machinery. And powerful machinery needs the very best lubrication to ensure its perfect running, to protect it from the heavy wear and tear of motion. That's why they use gargoyle industrial oils and greases. And the reward is economy plus efficiency in a most important industry. After the welded bodies go into place in the chassis, it's time for a lick of paint, or should we say a shot of paint. The Duco gun fires a fine spray that gives that brilliant finish. Is everything okay? Certainly. And it won't be long before they'll be showing their form on the roads of the Commonwealth. Road forming? Yes, that's what they're doing at Gatton, Queensland, where Thies Brothers road contractors are at work. 100 horsepower Caterpillars with diesel engines as modern as they make them probe and push their way through ridges to make roads. How that bulldozer can push 12 tons, and it pushes with all the power that vacuum diesel oil can give it. Engine. But don't worry, in the way in its innards, gargoyle Delvac oil, the diesel counterpart of Mobil oil, is doing a great job to tearing up hills. Cyclists at Barden Hill near Brisbane. Motorcyclists. Anyone could get up there. Anyhow, anyone could try. Now, if he'd only used Mobil oil. There's a big attendance to see the fun, but there may be some falling off later. Too bad. Here's how it really should be done. Whichever way you do it, you're still sitting on a bucking pack of power. Power like that which sends these speed fiends hurtling over the dusty roads near Bath, New South Wales, in a flashing fury of determination to win the annual Grand Prix. Motoring like this at speeds up to and over 120 miles per hour demands extraordinary endurance from roaring engine and skidding wheels. And vacuum racing fuels and Mobil oil are the answer to such demand. The full-throated roar of engines satisfied with the fuel fed to them by men who know what thirsty engines need. Fuel and oil combined with the skill of the driver to win big races like this one. So, next time you want to indulge in a spot of racing, don't forget to get the good oil beforehand.